All right, awesome. Well, I'm joined now with Matt and Katie. So we've been working together, I think, for about 8 or 9 weeks now, haven't we? Maybe longer. Has it been about 9?
9 weeks,
Nine,
I think
it's
we're
been
at.
9.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome, fantastic. And obviously you guys have seen some pretty incredible stuff so far, but I guess I want to hear from you guys kind of what life was like before working with me.
Do you want to go?
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I suppose, we've sort of been together for close to 19 years, and you're just doing the same things every week, just getting by, just doing enough to sort of get by. And you knew there's probably more things to do out there, but you just didn't know how to get to it. So, we just kept doing the same thing over and over again. And
It was basically like we were on a spinning wheel.
yeah,
It just kept going over and over and over, and we didn't know how to get off it.
we'd earn more and still at the end of the week, same
outcome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
spend
sure.
more. Yeah, not know how to spend the money, I suppose.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so what would you probably say has been some of the really good things that you guys have experienced now, being kind of like 9 or 10 weeks into what we're doing?
Well, it's been a dramatic change.
Yeah, the communication about money,
Sure.
the date nights that you sort of set out as the homework have been a really big thing, where we go through why we spend things, why we don't previously, why did we spend it previously, why do we do it now, and just that open communication with each other. Not just the money stuff, it's helped our relationship as well. So it's been really good.
Massively helped our relationship. The communication is one massive thing. We've stopped doing money just as like I was in control of the money.
Before that I was. So
now we do it together, which is totally awesome, because we don't.
Like I said, 19 years, we both take it off each other from time to time if it got hard, or and still the same thing going in circles. So two different goals trying to achieve, and not getting any of them.
Yeah, awesome. Has there been like anything else that comes to mind when you think about, I guess, how things are different?
My mindset is crazily different.
Sure.
Before, I was living basically on everything that I was doing wrong. Focusing more on the negative side of things. So the monetary really wasn't the issue for me. It was more mental, and the way I seen my life and what I was doing, my involvement in it. And over the last 9 weeks, things have happened to me that are crazy, and that I would never be able to think that I could get through previously. So for me, my family has benefited amazingly from this experience.
No, that's really good to hear. I mean, when you hear, like, I guess the flow-on effect of you changing is that the family unit itself grows and changes with you is always really encouraging. So obviously, without kind of getting specifics or into the specifics of like what's happening financially at the moment, what would you say is changed for you guys? What's happening in that space?
Well, I guess with you,
our accountability to each other, and like I said to you early on with our things, scared to tell you that I've done something stupid with the money. That was a big thing at the start, but then it's now to each other and to everybody else. And just the stuff you sort of taught us about why we're spending money, why we would do things previously, just fixing those habits, where it's a simple thing. It sounds simple, it sounds easy, but when you're doing it for so long, it just takes someone else to sort of look into it and say, oh yeah, that's what you're doing. And you say, yep, that's what I'm doing.
I think for me, it's the goal setting. We set goals together, but we were never able to achieve it. So the fact that we're, almost like a week off achieving our first goal in 8 weeks or in 9 weeks is crazy. We set a 12-month goal to set some certain achievements that we wanted to reach. We're looking at doing that a lot quicker, a lot faster, which is we would never be able to do without your help. Never.
And with the goals too, the way you broke the goals down into, the achievable parts, what's relevant to us, what's achievable, and can we maintain it? So that was a big thing too. Setting these unrealistic sit
Yeah.
down unrealistic goals where this is what I want.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's it. It's not how to
Just-
setting steps to get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's really good. And like, I know, I guess, from my perspective to go, I feel like there's been this element of just a severe increase in speed for you guys. And like you said, you've set things that are 12 months away, but you're going to get there like so much earlier, which is
So much
fantastic.
quicker. Yeah.
All right. So I guess in relation to kind of the growth we've experienced, the change that we've experienced, I guess, do you ever feel like you would have been able to achieve these things or do these things on your own?
No, not how we've done them. Not a chance. I wouldn't have set the goals. The goals were individual goals that we thought was best for the family, but they didn't align with what Katie wanted, and hers didn't align with what I wanted. It was the same stuff basically, but we were going about it two different ways. So
Yeah.
And I guess understanding the core reason why we have these goals, was made us want to achieve them faster, quicker, and together. So you helped us, realize why, it's all right to have a goal, but why do you want that goal? Like, how, what is the urgency on it? How do you want to achieve it?
and
That was something that we would never have been able to figure out on our
and
own.
what are you willing to sacrifice to achieve that end goal?
Or not sacrifice.
Well, it is. Well, it is a bit.
Yeah. No, it's all about that mental shift, kind of, I guess, asking yourself, what can we do now to get there and to get there faster? Really.
And a big thing, I think, for me, and I think, Joe, I've spoke to you about, I was very skeptical at the start about it. I would never have given you a call, but Katie sort of went to school with you, so you had that trust.
Yeah, 100%.
And after speaking to you that first time, and I was really reassured of how you wanted to not just change it, but set like you said, we had those goals, we could have done it, but we didn't have the things at the foundations that you set for us at the start. To build upon. You can't build upon just sand. You need to have foundations on it to build a house. So
100%.
it's a bit like that, I suppose.
Yeah, awesome. So I guess where you are now, right? If I was to kind of take you back in time, right? Let's go back 10 or 11 weeks prior to kind of having a chat. Is there any part of you from back then that would look at what you've done so far and so quickly already and just kind of, I guess, would you just be an element or living in a space where you're just like looking at that and kind of, that's just not possible to do?
100%. I would have thought you would have had us selling drugs if you told us how much money we've got since.
I have to redo that one.
No, we don't have to do that. That's fine. He can say that. But it's true though, because it's
conversation last week.
Yeah, that's right. We actually spoke about that, didn't we? No, it's really good.
But no, look, there's no way if we'd have said what we'd have. No.
I wouldn't have had the mental capacity to be able to even achieve those goals.
Yeah.
There's no way. I was more worried about what happened, 12 months ago and why I spent 12 months ago rather than, why I bought it, why I don't need to buy it, why, there's no way. There's absolutely just no way. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Now, obviously, when we kind of came on board together, I remember one of the conversations we had early is that obviously Matt had handled things historically, but then Katie kind of took over out of necessity almost. And there was probably this element of like, it was still kind of Katie that was handling a lot of that. Did you ever feel like that was kind of working or was it kind of something that you felt you could improve?
Can I answer? I think it was the normal. I don't think it was ever working. I think it relates back to that wheel that we were on, where we were on it, but we didn't know how to get off it. So it felt normal, but now when we look back on it, we're like, no, absolutely not. That is not the right way to do it. It's for our marriage and for our finances. So that's one thing that's transformed our mindset of how we do the money.
Yeah, sure. That's good. Any dad, Matt? No, she's
No,
spot on.
she's spot on there.
That's good. And it's always encouraging because I've obviously really enjoyed the journey that we've stepped out so far. Obviously, we're not done yet, but I definitely feel like there is this element where we have transitioned into like this new normal for you guys, where it is kind of this trajectory that will just continue, and that this is what it'll be for forever for you guys, which would be fantastic.
And the thing I've got sort of with it too is you're not just happy to stay where you are anymore. It's things change. Like I think since we set our first goals with you, they've changed 4 or 5 times in the last 9 weeks of where we can go now. But we're sort of pretty modest at the first, and now it's just like, okay, we can do better. We can do better. It's just
Yeah, and I guess knowing how much of the things you guys have changed of your own accord in all of this journey too, to kind of make sure that we're actually going to get there. That's been one of the encouraging things from my end to see, is that we're thinking differently, we're approaching it differently, and a lot of the changes that have happened, have been instigated on your end. Is this idea of like, oh, can we do this? Can we do that? What if we do this? Like, and what if we make this small change here? What it'll mean, in the future, which is always really, really good. Awesome. So I guess, is there anything else you kind of wanted to add or say or let people know?
I just want to say, it is an outlay, but I think the experience that you get out of it is invaluable. For us, like I said, we would never have been able to achieve what we've achieved so quickly if it wasn't for the understanding of why we were doing it. We're all on this wheel again. We've spoken about that we're doing the same thing over and over again, which is basically the definition of crazy, but we don't realize while we're on the wheel that that's what it is. So, I would say give it a go.
You got to be 100%, but give it 100%. And like I said before, like I was skeptical. I think, well, how can I'm smart? I know what I'm doing with my money, And there's, you don't want to reach out and ask for help because it's not the manly thing to do, or everyone thinks they've got it all sorted and they know what they're doing. But you got no idea. Yeah.
It's good. Yeah. The recognition that, I was wrong, actually.
And what you've done too, Josh, it's not just as I said to you earlier in the conversation, it's not just the money stuff, it's the relationship stuff. Like, you're a guru. It's
I like that word.
Yeah.
That's good.
And
that's really, really good.
And also a calming presence in our life. Our kids enjoy listening to you talk every Monday when we sit down.
Yeah, I love it.
It's fun. It's a fun thing. It's not. Yeah, it's really fun.
That's good.
You can tell that you care, Josh. It's really good.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, guys. Really, really good. All right, well, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for jumping on.
No worries.